Hello, AIME members. I want to welcome you to our first weekly Wednesday sales meeting. We're really looking forward to kicking this off. First, I want to explain the why behind why we're doing this weekly sales meeting. One thing we have here at AIME, and we've had at every organization I've been a part of for as long as I've been in the mortgage industry, is either daily or weekly meetings. And it's the fabric of making sure your organization is running well. It's the fabric of making sure that you're hitting your goals, that you're being productive, that you're getting your job done. And for us as brokers, we're all working independently across the country, and a lot of us don't have that. So what we want to do is bring all of the brokers together for a weekly sales meeting that's focused on growing, being productive, identifying pain points, identifying things that we need to get better at, and making sure that we're addressing those things and we're communicating to the entire community what's working and how to overcome anything that is setting us back. So today I want to get started with getting the mindset set. And as I think about the last couple of weeks here, actually the last couple of months, you know, we've all been in a little bit of a rut. There's no doubt about it. We've been stuck in our homes. We haven't been able to go to work every day. We haven't been able to live our lives the normal way. And what I want to share with everybody is now's the time to start kicking it back into gear. The economy is getting ready to open. We're starting to see states open. We're starting to see plans for the entire country to open. And now's the time to start focusing on what's in front of us over the next 18 months. So I want to get everybody's mindset right. I want everybody to be focusing on what they need to be doing, not just today, but over the next 18 months to make sure they are optimally successful. And as a team, as team broker, as the AIME community, as a broker community, we're being successful together. So the first thing I want to talk about is making the decision to be successful. We're making the decision to have a positive mindset. When I look at a lot of things that we do here on a daily basis, one of the common things I talk about is making sure we're not getting distracted by the wrong things. And that's a decision you have to make. You have to evaluate, is this helping us achieve our goals? Is this part of the solution, or is this a problem or distraction? And there's a lot of distractions out there today because obviously we're home, we're on Facebook, we're on social media. We're not 100% focused just on our business right now. So think about your mindset. Think about the distractions that are out there. Think about the things that might be holding you back or preventing you from being the best version of yourself, making your team the best version of itself. And think about making the decision moving forward to not be distracted by those things. So there's a lot of those things out there. This morning alone, I had somebody reach out to me and ask me about something that had nothing to do with them being successful. And that's the first thing I said to him. I said, why are you wasting your time talking about that? You need to be focusing on processing. You need to be focusing on hiring more LOs, hiring more LOAs, not focus on something that has nothing to do with your business, that doesn't positively contribute to your success. So let's talk about mindset. So this is a quote I love, and it's something that Phil Jackson said, and it's, you are only a success at the time that you actually perform a successful act. And what that means to me is this, is you have to understand that just because you had a record month, just because you had a great week or a great day, you have to do it again. You're only as good as your last sale. You're only as good as your last performance. Nothing carries over month. And that's my mindset every day is we have to set big goals so we don't get distracted by hitting little milestones. So for us, we're going to talk about our goals both as an organization. And when I think about our organization, I'm talking about the entire broker community. We're one organization, we're one team. So April 2020, with all the noise in the marketplace, you know, we've heard about credit tightening. We saw the non-QM market go away. We saw the cash out refis tighten up. We saw FHA lending guidelines and government lending guidelines tighten up. With all of that tightening, April of 2020 was the all-time largest month for the GSEs on production. Biggest month ever, April of 2020. Now think about it. All the credit tightening, all the issues that happened in the credit market started in the middle of March, but somehow in April of 2020, it was a record month. So think about that. Did you have a record month? Did you have your best month ever? If you didn't, now we have to start focusing on making sure either May or June is your best month ever, because there's a lot of loan officers across the country that stayed focused during this time and had a record April. And that's where our heads need to be. We need to get our head out of the gutter, and we need to be focused 100% on serving more consumers, growing our team, investing in the future, and making sure that every single month over the next 18 months is a new record month, because this record by the GSEs last month, it's only going to be broken more and more because there's more volume out there. As the credit standards start to get rolled back and all this tightening goes away, you're going to see more loans in the system. That's a fact. So I want to talk about a report that came out last week from Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae came out and they said that they're forecasting for 2021 that interest rates for the entire year are going to be at or below 3%. So I want everybody to think about that. We're in the middle of 2020. And right now we know where rates are today. And with Fannie Mae saying that rates are going to be below 3% for the entire year of 2021, think about what we're able to sit here and make decisions within our business based upon this. We have an 18 to 20 month run here where rates are going to be incredibly low. Yes, we want to focus on purchase, but every loan in the entire country is going to be eligible for a refinance. This is going to be an amazing time to build your business. This is going to be an amazing time to bet on yourself and grow your business. And when I think about this, there's not too many businesses where you can bet or guarantee yourself that 18 months, 2 years, if you invest, if you grow your company, if you hire more people, that you're going to get the return on investment that we're going to get here in the mortgage industry. So think about it. You're one person, you have a team of people. The number of loans that you can process, the number of loans you can originate, it's limited by how many hours are in the day. So how do you do more? How do you grow? How do you get to the next level? It's all about making the decision, you deciding that we're going to grow, we're going to build a team, we're going to hire, we're going to go after more real estate business, and we are going to make the commitment that the next 18 months we're going to bet on ourselves and grow our businesses. So Fannie Mae is saying 3% for the entire year of 2021. Think about that. Think about how you're making changes in your business. It's easy to write loans right now. It'll be easy to make the next year the best year of your career, but how do you make it a game-changing year? How do you make it not only the best year of your career, but the year that you transformed your business, the year that you took it to a whole nother level, that you created wealth for you and your family, that you serve the most consumers in your community? That's what we're going to be talking about today. I want to talk about team. And this is a big one. And this is something that for us here at AIME, it's important. For anybody that's part of the Brokers for Better community, it's important. But when I think about team, I don't just think about the broker community. I think about our entire ecosystem. And I think about everybody that's part of this team that's not just a broker. And so who are those people? It's our wholesale lenders. It's the vendors that support us, whether it's the technology companies or the credit vendors or the title companies or our real estate partners. We're all on one team. And the goal is to provide value at a level that everybody is growing, everybody is benefiting, everybody is getting better. So here at AIME, our focus is how do we make brokers better? How do we make the wholesale channel better? How do we make the delivery process better for brokers? How do we make sure that brokers are in a position to grow every single year? Now think about that in terms of your referral partners. Think about that in terms of the people in your community that you serve. How are you making them better? How are you helping bring value to them, growing the community? We see a lot of people out there right now, whether it's bringing lunch to a local hospital or helping people in need right now at this time where so many people are suffering. We need to, as a community, think about how we're doing that every single day, provide value to more and more people that are connected to this community. And as far as the wholesale lenders go, I know it's been a rough 60 days, but I want to let you in on a little secret. The fulfillment issues that are going on in wholesale are going on in every single channel. If you go back a couple slides, I said April was a record month, all-time record month for GSE volume. That isn't slowing down. And if anything, as the economy opens, that's only going to grow more and more. We're talking about a $2.7 trillion overall mortgage market this year. It's going to be a huge market. That's a lot of volume. There's no way to hire enough underwriters in time. There's no way to hire enough loan processors, LOAs, and all the people that need to close the loans in order to support that capacity. So what we need to do on the front end is think about how do we do a better job to support our wholesale lenders, because they are part of our team. At the end of the day, this isn't us versus them. This is all of us together focused on growing together. So one team focused on making it the most efficient and effective process for our consumers to get mortgages. So think about how you can improve your process. How can you submit better loans? How can you provide a better loan application to your processor? How can your processor make sure that they submit a loan that only gets a couple conditions on it when it comes out of underwriting? It doesn't have to go in for a second or third touch. Think about your role on this team and think about how it impacts all the other members of the team. So you submit a bad loan, guess what? That's going to slow down the process of a lender. That means that they're going to be able to underwrite less loans on a daily basis. That impacts all of the brokers, not just you. So we all have to get better together. We all have to submit better loans. We all have to focus on the entire ecosystem, the entire process and what our role is in that process to make it the most efficient process possible. So think about that, and that's something that we're going to be doing here at AIME, is whether it's providing document checklists, whether it's providing referrals on technology partners or processing companies, or how to hire LOAs or how to hire processors. We're providing all that training and all those resources to the broker community so that you can grow and better support your lenders and better support your business. I want to talk about our team goal for the year. So our team goal for the year, and when I say the year, I'm saying for the next 12 months, starting in the second half of this year. So last 6 months of this year, first 6 months of 2021, our team goal is $500 billion in wholesale volume. So to give you an idea and put that in perspective for you, our overall wholesale volume for the year of 2019 was $380 billion. This year, we're going to surpass $400 billion. We're probably going to be in the neighborhood of between $4 and $425 billion for the calendar year of 2020. Our goal for the next 12 months, starting the second half of this year, is how do we get to $500 billion in business? And this is a really important goal. And this isn't just an important goal because it's about broker market share. It is an important goal because we're all, obviously if we do 500 billion, everybody's making a lot of money. It's all about strengthening the overall channel. It's all about making sure that we have a robust number of lenders in the market, that banks and lenders that are not currently in the market find the wholesale channel appealing because it's clearly growing in market share. It's clearly a channel that is providing high quality and high performing loans. And in order for us to continue to show that success that we've had over the last 2 years, we got to go over the next hurdle. And the next hurdle is getting to 500 billion. If we were able to get to $500 billion in a 12-month period of time, we're between 20 and 25% market share overall. And at that level, we're going to see a lot of banks and lenders that are currently not interested in the wholesale channel or currently not in the wholesale channel make the investment to get in. And that's important. We need competition in our lenders. We need competition at every single level. So it's really, really important we understand that it's not just about our own production and us growing individually. It's not just about our teams having a record year. It's about the overall wholesale channel growing. And you have a role in that. So I'm going to provide some takeaways just shortly on how we grow. But I want everybody to really have the mindset that it is a team effort. No one company, no one loan originator is going to help us get to $500 billion in a year. It's going to take everybody focused on writing one more loan, hiring one more loan officer, and doing a better job overall. So let's think about that goal. We're gonna be talking about this goal each week that we have these sales meetings. It's going to be something that we monitor. It's going to be something I report to the quarterly data with back to everybody. And I want to show everybody what's the trajectory and how do we get there. Now I want to talk to you about your personal goals. It's important that you define success. Right now, on a weekly basis, we do our share your wins. Last Friday, we did a share your wins, and people talked about their record months or how many units they were planning on closing in the month of May, and that's great. But when I start talking to people about what's their goal for the year, or what kind of volume are they projecting for the second half of the year, or like what is success for them, I don't get a lot of direct answers. It's very loose. It's, hey, I'm already on pace to do double what I did last year. Well, that's great, but what is success? What is your goal? And that's something that we have to start defining, because in order for us to start growing, in order for us to achieve the milestones that we're talking about to get to 500 billion, we have to set goals. So within your business, forget your personal life. And obviously, I recommend setting personal goals as well. But in your business, what is your goal for the next 12 months? For the second half of this year, to the first half of 2021, what's the goal? How are you going to help this team get to $500 billion in business? And don't make it an easy goal. It's going to be an easy year to make money. It's going to be an easy year to set records. Understand, with rates below 3% for the entire year of 2021, it's going to be easy to produce loans. How do you take it to the next level is what we're talking about. So whatever your record month was last month or earlier this year, how do we get it to 150 or 200% of that number? And you might say to yourself, well, my team's already working as many hours as possible. We're already doing the best job that we can. That's as high as we're going to be able to go. That's not real. Hire more people. You can grow. It's a decision. It's a mindset. Either I'm growing or I'm maintaining. And the focus needs to be, We need to serve more consumers. It's not just about the profitability of your company. It's about serving more consumers. It's doing what's best for our communities, and it's growing the overall broker channel. So set your personal goal, define it, share it in the comments on this post, but make sure as we go into the second half of this year and we go into the first half of next year that you have something you're running after, that you have a goal that is bigger than anything you guys have accomplished before, that is something that you have to challenge yourself to achieve. So I'm going to introduce right now Rene Rodriguez. Rene is going to take over. He is a sales leader. He's an industry leader, and I think he's going to provide a ton of value here today. And I really hope that everybody focuses in and listens to what Rene has to say. Rene, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Anthony. First of all, thanks for kicking this off, and thanks for the inspiration behind this. When we first talked about doing this, one of the first agreements that both Anthony and I had was that most people don't know how to run a sales meeting. And if you're watching this, if you're a solopreneur, if you're somebody that doesn't have a team, then you don't have a sales meeting. And so we wanted to provide this with you, or for you. And so if you're listening to this and if you're not focused, if this is something you have on in the background, just turn it off, and then it's not a sales meeting for you. If you're on your phone, put your phone down. I'm going to act as if I am your sales manager. I'm going to act as if somebody that's here to motivate and push you for your business. You're not paying me, so I'm doing this to help you. So if you're focused, that's where you're going to get the most value out of this. So I want to be clear. This is not a marketing meeting. This is a sales meeting. Marketing is a completely different discipline, and God bless the marketers, because I've spent the last 45 days trying to understand Facebook marketing, and my head's about to explode. So if you know the good ones, hire them to do it. Don't spend your sales time trying to be a marketer. That's like a doctor trying to be an attorney. So this is a sales meeting. So the first thing, and I've got 10 minutes to do this with you, that I want to cover with you, is you need to adopt a very specific mentality when it comes to sales performance. And the first thing that you have to understand, and I want this to be burned into your soul when you understand this, is you have to understand that we need to live by a numbers first, story second philosophy. So what does that mean? Too often, salespeople live by story first, numbers second. We need to be numbers first, story second. So what does that mean? A lot of times when we're in sales, we have things that happen. Babies are crying, bills that need to get paid, people that, things that we want to go do, fun happy hours, sitcoms that we want to watch, Tiger Kings that we need to see, whatever it is, all of that stuff gets in the way of the actual work of being in sales. And so for that to happen, I'm going to tell you a little story about one of my mentors. And he said, Rene, I manage from a small little box. That's how I manage. And he said, you want to know why I make this box real small? So a story doesn't fit. And that was one of the things that blew my mind. He wants to know a number. How many of X did you do today? And when that concept sort of clicked for me, that a story doesn't fit in the metrics and the management of my business, it got me really clear to live by a numbers first, story second. Now, don't forget, story is important, but it's second. When I ask my team, when I ask people that I work with, how many calls did you make today? And I hear, well, I said, John, how many calls did you make today? Well, no, you don't understand. Like yesterday, I said, John, do you remember why I make this box real small? It's so a story doesn't fit. And so I need to know a number that fits into this box. That mentality is something that I want you to ingrain as we go forward with the sales meeting. And so this first meeting that we're doing here today, I'm going to cover 4 concepts here. 1, 2, I got 2 more. And we're going to build upon those each week. And these are going to be recorded. So go back if you missed it. And I'm going to go through them fast. Okay. That's what video's for. You can go back and rewind. So numbers first, story second, manage from a small box. And I'm going to go through something we call sales math. And sales math, I want to keep it simple. I'm not going to unpack it. I'm just going to tell you what the math is. Now, if you're arguing with me around the math, you're missing the point. This is a template. I need you to go back and put in your own math in here. So if we understand sales math, we know that these numbers exist. 1, 1.5, 2.5, 5, and 25. So what do they mean? This is an inverse funnel. If I want 1 loan, I need 1.5 applications. That's called the law of averages. You don't do 1 application to get 1 loan because we have fallout. So about 66% of your applications will fund. And about 60% of your meetings will turn into an application. About 50% of your leads will turn into a meeting. And about 20% of your talk tos will turn into a lead. So if you understand that your average commission, let's just say it's $3,000, you can fill in your numbers in later, then that means a loan is worth $3,000. And if you believe in the law of averages, that means an application would be 3,000 divided by 1.5, giving you $2,000. Now, you can't just have one meet or one application give you 2,000. You have to have 1.5, and we'll give you 3. Okay. Remember, this is about understanding the work to be in sales. And if you're in a sales meeting, you need to make sure that every week you're on track with the actual work that you need to be doing. So $2,000 for a meeting. We also know that, for an application, meetings then would be 3,000 divided by 25 or 2.5, which would be $1,200. You get paid $1,200 for a meeting. When was the last time you practiced having a really good initial consultation, a really good presentation to be able to convert a buyer? The worst thing that happens in the refi boom when interest rates go down is people throw out initial consultations. They throw out presentations of value. Don't do it. Continue to educate your clients, train them to give you referrals, talk about the importance of service, open up the channels of communication. And in that initial meeting, you can set yourself apart to increase your conversion ratio. But I get it. Everything's coming in, all the leads, everything's coming your way. But hold the discipline of holding that meeting and that presentation. So leads, 3,000 divided by 5, every lead you have right now is worth $600. Do you have a good lead tracking system? How are you tracking your leads? How are you converting those? And I'm not talking about marketing and web leads. Those are very different. Sales leads, referral partner leads, picking up the phone and dialing. Talk tos, takes 25 talk tos to get to one loan. So 3,000 divided by 25, you get paid $120 just to talk to someone. $120. And so when we're looking at these different elements, this is the sales mathematics behind what it means. And so if I'm holding a sales meeting, I'm looking at how many of these you're doing. And then I'm looking about your conversion ratio, because there's only 2 ways that I can help you make more money. One is help you increase the number of sales activities that you engage in, or increase the conversion ratio in between each of the steps. They are mandatory steps. You cannot close a loan without an application. You cannot get an application without meeting with somebody over the phone or in person. You can't get a meeting without somebody who's interested, which would be a lead. And you don't get leads without talking to people in the sales world. Remember, it's not a marketing meeting. This is a sales meeting. And so I want to leave you with a formula. Let's do our check time because we want to make sure that we keep this on track. I want to leave you with a very simple way to do a business plan. Now, bear with me on these because remember, you can go back. This is real simple, guys. I don't want to make this overly complex. At the end of the day, I just want you on the phones, dialing, talking to people, and adding value. That process makes the world a lot easier, makes your sales life a lot easier, okay? So, real simple business plan formula. Desired income, that's DI. If you want to make whatever, $250,000, put that there. Divided by your average commission per loan, CL, right? What's your commission per loan? That'll give you number of loans you need to close in a year, okay? So then you take number of closed loans and you move it right there. Real hard stuff, right? Number of loans per year divide or multiply by 25. Why 25? Because it takes 25 talk tos to generate that loan. And if you want that many, that'll give you your total talk to number, okay? So if I know I want X amount of loans, multiply that by 25, take the total talk tos and move it there. Not hard, right? Total talk tos divided by 240. So what's 240? Well, average person works 20 days out of the month. There's 12 of those months, 12 times 24 equals 240, okay? Or 12 times 20, 240. That equals, if you divide that, how many talk tos a day? That is your number. So what does that look like? Let's just take a look. If you want to make $250,000 a year, okay, that's more than the average physician makes, a doctor makes, which is like $160,000 to $180,000. You get paid more. You have the opportunity to do that. And so somebody says, well, that's a lot of work. So what? It should be. You're getting paid a ton of money. And guess what? Over time, when people see the amount of margin in this industry, they're going to come after it. People are coming after your commissions. So now is the time to work. One of the first lessons I got in sales was the lowest paying easy work there is. You don't work that hard, you're not going to get paid that much. But it's the highest paying hard work. This is what I'm talking about. Let's get out there and work. $250,000 divided by $3,000, which is the average commission, gives you 83.3 loans. Move that over here, 83.3 loans, multiplied by 25 talk tos, gives you 2,083 talk tos. Move that number here, divided by 240 days, gives you 8.6 talk tos a day to make $250,000. And guess where that goes? Right there. Your 8.6 goes into your small little box to measure what you did. If you were in my sales meeting, I'd want to know how many talk tos, how many dials, how many people did you speak to this week, how many appointments, how many applications, how many leads, where are you tracking them, what's conversion ratio? That's your business. And then I would probably be looking, how many memes did you post this week? How many jokes? How many things did you put on Facebook that had nothing to do with your business? What's your brand? Are you making yourself an expert in this business, or are you just a comedian? Who are you? Are you in sales? Are you meeting the goals? So that's it for my time here. I'm going to see you here every Wednesday, every single Wednesday going forward. Anthony, back to you, bud.
Thanks, Renee. That's the formula, guys. We're not reinventing the wheel here. Some people are confused on what gets you to success, what gets you to the result that you're trying to get to. We're in sales. Whether you're a loan officer, an account executive, a real estate agent, it doesn't matter. The formula is very straightforward, and Renee just laid out the entire formula right there. So I want to talk about the takeaways that I have going into the rest of this week and going into next week. Number one takeaway is this, is in order for you to get to the next level, in order for you to go where you've never been before, you have to grow. So whether that's an LOA, whether that's hiring another processor, whether that's hiring an LO, whether it's hiring a client service representative or a database manager, it doesn't matter what the role is. You have to start today. There's no way in the world that anybody you hire that is competent, that's motivated, that comes into this industry over the next 18 months with where rates are going to be, is not going to pay for themselves. If they're simply calling your past clients to see if they're interested in refinancing, they're going to pay for themselves. If they're going on LinkedIn or reaching out to real estate agents in your community to set up an appointment for you to talk to them, they're going to pay for themselves. If they're an LOA that can separate you from the process and getting documents from customers and processing loans so you can spend more time talking to customers and more time talking to real estate agents, they're going to pay for themselves. This is a sure bet. But you have to take the next steps. We have to take the next steps. This is the process of growing. This is the process of getting the next step, is you have to invest in hiring more people. It's not about going to hire the experienced LOA or the experienced processor or the experienced LO. Hire and train somebody. Make them a reflection of you. Develop the person that you want to work for you. Yes, it's going to take time. Yes, you're going to have to spend money developing that person and providing them training. But at the end of the day, it's a sure bet. They're going to have a high return on investment. There's a reason why every single major mortgage lender in the country is growing right now, is hiring right now, is because they know what's ahead of us. We're talking about record volumes. We need to get our teams in line so we can handle record volume. We can't just simply say, this is the team we have, and this is what we're going forward with. We have to grow. That's the sure bet that you need to make. We are all going to bet on ourselves. The next 18 months, with that bet, is going to take us to $500 billion in overall volume in wholesale. Next, going on offense. Now, one of the things that I see all the time, I'll see somebody post, hey, I pulled credit on this borrower, and 2 seconds later, some mortgage lender called them. That's a trigger lead. Yes, that happens. Or, hey, I pulled my client's credit and they got 6 mailers in the mail. Guess what? Everybody else is on offense. Everybody's on offense. We need to be on offense at all times. Why you ever go on LinkedIn and get blown up with recruiters reaching out to you or an account executive soliciting you for business? The reason why they're doing that is not because 100% of the people say no to them. If that was the ratio, they would not be doing it. The reason they do it is because a percentage of people respond. So think about your business. Think about what we're doing daily. How are we growing? Well, it starts with making that proactive outreach. How many real estate agents am I talking to on a daily basis? How many of my past customers am I checking in with to see if they're eligible for a refinance or it would benefit them to refinance? How many new customers am I prospecting? How many leads am I buying? Am I reaching out to? Whatever your formula is for growth, whether that's recruiting LOs, whether that's direct-to-consumer marketing, whether that is working with real estate agents, there is a higher level of outreach that needs to be made, and it all comes back to setting that individual goal. Where do you want to be in a year? And you saw the formula that Renee put together, and it's masterful and it's very simple. And all you have to do is play that back and put together your goals, because wherever you want to go, if you use that formula, you can back into the number of calls that you need to make daily and number of applications you need to take on a weekly basis. So play it back. I'm telling you right now, that's the formula to win, and that it applies to loan officers, realtors, it applies to anybody that's in sales. But going on offense, now's the time to first build your team and then go out and win. Next, learn something new. I can't believe how many people post on a daily basis the same scenario. Hey, where do I go for this loan? Hey, how do I use this lender? Hey, what do I do with this scenario? Guys, you got to get better. You have to be an expert. This is your profession. This is your career. Right now, if a guy like me who hasn't written a loan in 2 years knows where to deliver a loan based upon the scenarios that are posted, and you don't, and this is what you do every day, we got a problem. It's time to invest in your business. It's time to invest in yourself. It's time to learn more. So stop checking out and watching Netflix or doing whatever during the day. Focus on learning a new platform. That technology that you're interested in, that you've heard all these other brokers or all these other loan officers talk about, that's great, that you haven't invested in or you haven't put in your business yet, go out and learn that. Learn how to do the things that you want to do better. Learn how to get better at your business. Learn a different product, a different platform. There's a lender that you've heard about that's great that you don't work with today. Go learn their platform. There's no shortage of areas of us to get better and grow. So it's all about you investing both in your business by growing and hiring more people, but in yourself in learning how to get better and the why behind why you're investing in these things. So it's really important that we're focused not only on growing our teams, not only on going on offense so we can grow our business, but also learning and getting better as operators, as originators, as broker owners, as processors. Get better every single day. Learn more every single day. I want to thank everybody for watching this week. We're going to do this every single week at 11 a.m. Again, set your goal, think about these takeaways, and let's get ready to go on offense. Have a great day. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.